Hello and welcome to Reflexive Moon Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me here. I'm Sarah and I will be hosting a general reading for the sign of Sagittarius. So let's get into this. We'll start off with an oracle card from Mildred's deck. And we have ears, so putting your listening ears on, Sagittarius. What are you ignoring, or is there something that you're not paying enough attention to? Or like this might just be a time for listening for you as opposed to doing all the speaking. So that would be my takeaway. And it also can be an acknowledgement of your exceptional listening abilities. So it's a good time to exercise those exceptional listening abilities. And let's see what the cards have to say for Sagittarius. We have the King of Swords. So this king is a mind boss. This king knows all about effective listening, the nature and dynamics of effective listening, which includes listening blocks, making sure that you are emotionally connecting with folks that you're listening to so that they feel like whatever they're saying is valid, or just validating what it is that they're saying, whether you agree with it or not. Like, you have all of those skills to listen and take the time that is required, the time, energy, and skills. This king is also like a really great teacher. So perhaps people really benefit from listening to you and instructions that you're able to provide in like a clear and succinct fashion. This king also really has a great plan and is very considerate of people's emotional needs. They're very emotionally intelligent and they understand that feeling good helps make the world go round. So doing things in a sharp way, which they're perfectly capable of doing as well, is not always, the go-to solution. So let's see what else we got here for Sagittarius. So overlooking the situation, self-love is a bit of a challenge for you. So as an airy type, with this airy energy that's come through, making sure that you're able to sort of like transform out of any type of toxic behaviors that you may have subscribed to in your past, just because of the way that you've grown up, what you've learned. So really making it a goal to learn how to unpack whatever toxicity you've been raised with, so that you can be there for other people and also help them to transform in that way as well. Gossip also comes to mind. So that negative self-talk even. And there has been something that you're unable to let go of spiritually or subconsciously. So you may feel like you've let go of something, but in actuality, you haven't. This is either someone or some type of thing that you really feel for. So you may need to turn an ear to your guides and listen. Listen to what your heart tells you, to that little voice inside your mind on what it is that you need to move away from. So we have the 7 of coins. So whatever, like, you've been focused on doing and I would say that this could be, whoops, I just spilled my water. That's okay, I got a towel here real quick. Okay, good. Damage control. So I would say that, what else? Spilling your water. Kind of emotionally and unloading or trauma dumping on people in the workplace could be an indicator of the Seven of Coins. Just even in terms of like emotional wellness, it might have gotten you to a certain point, but it's not going to keep you going. It's like people don't really want to hear or have to take on that kind of emotional labor of having to listen to that type of contribution in the workplace. This could also indicate just not really focusing on the tedious, boring tasks that come along with work and allowing them to sort of get the best of you. And maybe even having like a glass as half empty versus half full, like pessimistic type of attitude that you may have brought into the workplace. Moving forward, the 10 of Cups, like you might find it unfulfilling now that you possibly have created a dynamic that is, I don't want to say toxic, just really heavy. So I would say moving forward, making sure that you're just kind of like keeping your business to yourself in some type of way, because you have a really powerful presence, despite having been through some stuff and it impacting your ability to confidently present yourself. You just sort of need to let that go. Like, it's almost like why would you beat yourself up for displaying a lack of confidence and not knowing what it is to truly have the greatest boundaries in the workplace? Like, beating yourself up for doing that is not going to get you the results that you need moving forward. So don't beat yourself up for nothing. This is a part where you need to be gentle with yourself, 100%. So knowing that you are a winner, despite maybe having some issues with focus, some issues with energy output, like you will come out as a winner despite, not being like the boss of the situation, if that makes sense. And then we have the executive of the King of Cups, basically. The executive of Vials is sort of like a master of emotions and can set a tone, right? So that's why, going back to this, it's really important. Like, people see that you are able to set a tone and that your presence, your emotional presence and tone, like the energy that you put into whatever projects that you're working on, or movement that you're trying to create, if you are also coming through with bringing your home life into the workplace, it's also going to, you have to think about the fact that that's also going to leave a mark. And it's okay, especially if you have a supportive crew of individuals that you work with. That's really great, but you also have to consider everything that they have going on at home and that they are also bringing into the place. So making sure that you are cognizant of the fact that empathy for others is also something that you need to bring to the table, as well as receive from the other folks who bring it to the table. And then we have the 5 of Wands. So conflict. You're afraid of conflict. I think maybe sometimes you always want everybody to feel good and be happy. And I would say that that's a great hope to have. It can be very idealistic because, I mean, conflict is necessary. But if you're afraid of it and you're kind of going out of your way to avoid it, like conflict avoidance almost attracts conflict. So you really need to just be careful and make sure that you have what it takes. Like this effective listening skills are so important when it comes to proactively dealing with conflict. Knowing how to have those conversations, how to talk things out, and also to compromise. Compromise is so critical to conflict resolution. Not everybody's going to walk away happy. And not everybody's going to agree to everything. So making sure that everybody agrees to everything is not really a realistic goal to have. And then we have the Two of Coins. So on one hand, this could indicate really so it could be one of two things. It could be an indication that you are kind of struggling with a paycheck to paycheck life. On the other hand, it can be that you are, and also in need of grounding, right? On the other hand, it can also indicate that you're working towards finding that balance so that you can have some steady income, so that you can get yourself developing in a place where you're able to develop those skills that are so necessary for networking and having a good relationship and not wearing your heart on your sleeve as well. Because, it's a cutthroat world we live in, no matter what field you work in. There's people out there who are very competitive and who would rather, who believe that finding your way to the top or maintaining like career wellness has everything to do with dragging people down in the process as opposed to lifting up everybody. So just be very mindful of the others that you keep in your company, because you don't know if they're really what they're fighting for, what their goal is. This could also mean that because of this 5 here, you're really afraid of actual fighting. So you could be surrounded by people that are willing to do that in a bad way, who are willing to get violent even, and it's just really impacting your ability to maintain your constitutional wellness and stay grounded. So figuring out what it is that you need to get grounded and to find a balance within grounding. Music comes to mind. What else? Even something like playing pool or just a tactile activity, getting some artwork happening for yourself. What else here? If you're into sewing or any type of craftiness, that might help. And then we have the 8 of Swords. So the 8 of Swords, at least you don't feel trapped. I feel like this is sort of like your blessing in disguise. Is that despite having these valid fears and feeling stuck and having, some struggles with staying grounded, you at least do not feel like you are trapped. You see that there's a way out, or you do not feel like you're imprisoned within your own mind. You have a source of freedom, of salvation, of, centering yourself within your body, within your environment, within your surroundings. So with that, Sagittarius, thank you so much for checking out my channel. If this does resonate, please do hit that like and subscribe for the next set of readings. Take care and bye for now.